folks, back in the JR the Bossman Show, talking to a friend of the show, Coach of the Cal State Fullerton Titan, DJ Taylor on the Bossman Show. Coach Taylor doing things out there in Fullerton. Coach, what's up out there on the West Coast, man?
I'll tell you what, we trying to survive this rain out here on the West. They say it don't rain in Southern California. I disagree. We've been getting it.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the rain out there from my guys out in Cali telling me about the rain. I know y'all hate the rain out there, but the rain down here it happens all the time. But I know out there when it's sunny and 7 degrees every day, you don't want to see that rain nowhere, no how.
No, not at all, not at all. But we making the best out of it and doing what we need to do to get through it.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, you're 5-2 in Big West play, man. 5-game winning streak. So, Coach, talk to us about what turned it around for your team. I know you had kind of a rough non-conference, started the conference play kind of shaky, but now you're 5-2. What's turned it around for you, Coach?
You know, I think this group is starting to settle into who they are and what they can be, most importantly, which is a group of guys that got great experience and really talented, but more importantly, they're playing for each other and playing with each other and playing well together. They're sharing the basketball, and I think a key statistic is we're throwing the ball to ourselves and not to the other team. That's a huge advantage, and it really helps our ability to be able to score. But I think we finally settled in and really starting to get back to playing Titan basketball, which is sharing the basketball and sharing the responsibility for winning.
And, Coach, I looked at your non-conference schedule. I really feel like it toughens your guys up. You didn't got to get the results you wanted, but that adversity, it forced the guys kind of come together now and get on this streak, this running streak. They jail right at the right time because you want to be peaking February into March, not in January, December. So I feel like at the right time, you guys are coming together, and that schedule early November, December is helping you give you that foundation to be good as you are right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Particularly being on the road, I think we had 2 non-Division I home games in the whole preseason. So we were road warriors, and we got beat up for it. But I think, like you said, the experience of being on the road and playing in different environments, playing against different styles, playing against different levels of competition, I think is really starting to pay off for us as we're, no stranger to being on the road, number one. And number two, we're no stranger to playing against different styles. And so now we're able to, just kind of settle into the way that we need to play. And we're having a good deal of success doing some key things, which is rebounding the basketball, getting to the free throw line, and really just defending.
And, Coach, I feel like you said on rotation is really good. You got a 9-man rotation. You play some guys more than others off the bench, but you have been able to play 8 or 9 guys that you trust during this time of year is good because you never know. You might get a quick whistle, 2,000 way guy come out of the game to go to your bench or vice or whatever, or injury or something, God forbid. But you have guys you've played that can trust. So I feel like guys knowing their role based on stats I'm seeing, based on what I watched on ESPN3. So I feel like you have a great thing going right now and all at the right time as well.
Definitely. I think we have all the ingredients, as you mentioned. We got some depth. We've got some size. We can throw some different bodies in there, whether we get in foul trouble or if we just want to change up the pace of play. We can do different things, but our bread's buttered being able to defend, rebound, and run. And I think this group's really starting to buy into that and really understand how significant that is, being able to do that and do it consistently. And I think that's helped us a tremendous amount. Each guy that's gone into the game, they're holding each other accountable, not only on the floor, but off the floor with our preparation and how we're going about our business on a day-to-day basis.
And, Coach, talk about that. How do you get young kids to buy into game plan discipline? Because I know that's hard. The hardest thing for kids to get through is working hard outside of practice and getting down to that game plan discipline, sticking to what you do and shoot around. So how do you go about getting your team to acquire that task, acquire that skill, to that game plan discipline, to stick to what you guys go over and shoot around and practice in the film room and over to the game court there?
It's not an easy task, but I think anytime you can find your guys doing things right and point it out, highlight it, whether it be, in person or on the film, showing them doing things right, catching them doing things right, and then encouraging them that A, they did it right, and B, what the benefit of doing it right is. I think that's one way that we've really kind of tried to establish that role, if you will, with trying to show the new guys and the young guys how important it is to do things the right way and do things the way we're doing them and give yourself a chance to have success.
Coach, look at your roster. You have an international roster. I'm like, is this FIBA? I'm like, you got guys from China, Toronto. So I'm like, man, Coach, you got a lot of guys, international guys. You really hitting that scene tough there. So what is the allure of the international guys, Coach? How do you go about getting those guys on your roster, first of all, and how they blend in with all the guys on the team that's from Cali already?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. A lot of it has to do with our locations. Where we're located. It helps itself and it recruits itself. We're 35 minutes from downtown LA. We're 25 minutes from the closest beach, and which happens to be one of the richest areas in the country. And so, we're 12 minutes from Disneyland. So there's a lot to sell by way of location. And you mentioned it, and I'll mention it again. Just the weather. It's hard to beat the weather here, even though it's raining right now. I mean, next week it'll be back up to 70 degrees and 75 degrees. So that's hard to beat. We've got a good nucleus that we like to recruit from in terms of character, guys that do certain things on the floor. And so we try not to stray away from that. And those guys have kind of come in here and taken advantage of what we have to offer. And it's interesting now because we have older guys in our program, and now they're taking advantage of the recruiting or taking responsibility for recruiting and kind of carrying their own record, so to speak. Hey, I'm 2-1 or 2-0 or 4-0 with recruits that I hosted. And so anytime you get that type of buy-in amongst your guys, I think you got a good chance of being successful with the recruiting piece and then even on the floor.
And, Coach, I feel like since your time at Fullerton, you've made it more of a basketball school. People know for basketball now as well as baseball, because I feel like before you got there, people knew about it, but the standard you've set at Fullerton here, I feel like you've made it more of a basketball school. People know about it from your coach, your great job of recruiting and selling the place, and the way you guys play on the court, and just the results you're getting. So people say, "Oh wow, Fullerton is more than a baseball school now."
Yeah, no, we're trying, and baseball, to their credit, they give us a great example of how to build a program, how to build a culture, and then how to sustain it because of their success. We're still fighting, and not necessarily fighting, but we still embrace the battle of, when people see us in the airport and they see our emblem or our logo, they automatically say, "Oh, Fullerton, the baseball school." But now what we're getting is, "Oh, Fullerton, the baseball school. You guys went to the tournament last year." And so they're a little more familiar with who we are and what we're trying to do from a basketball standpoint. But I think it'd be naive to not take advantage of, the success that baseball has had, and learn from them, but also grow from them, and let people know that there is a basketball opportunity here, and we can work to have the same type of success that baseball is having for a lot of the same reasons. Baseball is one of the hardest working programs on our campus, and so we're trying to mimic that. They recruit a boatload of Southern California kids, so we're trying to mimic that. And then those guys just work their behind off at the end of the day, outside of the diamond, in the weight room. And so we're trying to mimic some of those habits and some of those behaviors.
And that goes to my next question, about player development, how it's so key at your level, the mid-major levels, player development piece, and just mimicking how baseball goes about their approach of developing their guys, getting guys to the major leagues, getting them become pros at your level. If a guy comes in and he's a freshman, stays all 4 years, he develops his body, works on his game, he can be a pro somewhere, and he could really be a high major player based on what he taps out at, based on his development on your roster as a senior. It could really help you win games by themselves, almost making plays. So I feel like at your level, developing players is so key. And what is your approach to developing guys when it comes to April, May, June, July, August, before practice starts? Even during in-season, what is your development plan for the guys in-season as well?
I think it's one of the most important things that we can do, and it's probably one of the best things that we do, is we're just constantly trying to evaluate our guys, but every day we're trying to get better. Every single day. I mean, even today, 2 days before a game, we spent 25 minutes working on each individual guy's game, what they do best, trying to embellish that, and then trying to help improve their weaknesses to strengths. And that's something that we do every single day in the weight room. Our guys are lifting 4 times a week, even right now. They're doing stuff in the weight room. And so we spend an inordinate amount of time talking about, in recruiting, becoming a pro and teaching guys how to be a professional. It's not my job to determine what type of pro it is, what type of pro you become, but it is my job to make sure that you have all of the information and the work ethic to become a pro. And whatever level of pro you are, that's on you. But my job is to make sure that we push you every single day to be better today than you were yesterday and be better tomorrow than you were today. And we literally try to live by that. And one of the things that our program has become synonymous with is the development piece. Guys are getting bigger, stronger in the weight room. They're getting bigger and stronger on the floor, and it's starting to play out. And one of the things that we've kind of adopted is just hashtag develop you, because our guys have come here, and every single year we've had an all-league guard, an all-league player. A couple of years we've had 2 and 3. We had back-to-back freshman of the year in the conference. And so, guys are coming here and taking advantage of the opportunity to develop.
Exactly, and that's the big thing about it, Coach, getting guys to buy into the development, because that helps the team and it holds other guys accountable as well. Because if you see my teammate getting better and developing, and I'm lagging behind, that makes him be more accountable. It may say, hey, I got to do something too. I'm not going to play next year. So I think that also helps guys want to get better as well, get on the court, be accountable because their teammates doing the same thing. Somebody might take your job if you get complacent.
No question. And you have to have that element of competition as well, day in and day out, just so that, you're not just developing just to be developing. You're developing to see where you are. And every single day we try to get after it from a competition standpoint, and see where we are and see if we can get any better. And this group of guys has really, really bought into that, and they're seeing each other's success. And so it does make the other guy want to work a little harder to see if he can reach or attain the same success. And so it's become a really, really good cycle of guys coming in here and in the weight room, just getting their butt kicked in the weight room and going from 175 pounds as a freshman to a sophomore year being 195 pounds just in 12 months' time, and physically being so much different. Those guys are seeing that and they're buying into that, and it's become a huge part of our program.
And, Coach, you got 2 big road games this week against Irvine and Davis out there, man. So, Coach, as you prepare for these 2 games, what are you telling your guys about being prepared? These 2 teams pose great threats to you guys. You're in a 5-team race for first right now in the conference title race. So, big game for. So, what are you telling your guys so far to get ready for these big 2 matches on the road this week?
We're just talking about taking advantage of the opportunity. It is a huge opportunity for us to go and play at UC Irvine on Wednesday. And again, our preseason kicks in terms of being road warriors and being able to go on the road and have some success, just doing the things that we know we're capable of doing. Talent-wise, we're as good as anybody in our conference. We can play with anybody in our conference in terms of style, but we've got to execute the little things to make the big things happen. And those are the things that we're trying to focus on: our defensive rotations, spacing on offense, sharing the basketball on offense, and just doing the little things that make the big things happen. You don't have to go over here and try to, make spectacular happen time in and time out. If you just do the little things and do what you're capable of, then you can eventually make spectacular things happen. But if you go out seeking spectacular, I think you take yourself out of rhythm.
And, Coach, I see where Coach Godfrey and those guys at CSU and up there are doing well. Hawaii's doing well. I feel like your conference each year is getting better and better and better as I watch it. Even the teams are not winning as much, they're still competitive every night. I feel from top to bottom, you guys, your league is getting better and better. People should watch it on ESPN Plus and see what's going on in the Big West out there. Yeah,
no, it's a tough conference top to bottom. Every night, it doesn't matter who you play. Like right now, Davis's record, I think, is 1-6 or 1-5 or something like that. But I guarantee you, nobody would sign up to play them, even though their record's 1-5 or 1-4, whatever it is. And so it's a very well coached league. There's some really good players in this league. And like the ACC and the bigger schools, the bigger conferences, they beat up on each other at their level. And we're doing the same thing. It's just literally any given night, anybody can win.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, I'll be definitely cheering for you guys this week and hope you get that regular season title, Coach. You've been good to me in the show, and I hope you do well, and I hope your team keeps making Fullerton a basketball. Continue to get to know about the basketball team or the baseball team a little bit. Take one last play and shine. Just a little tad bit, Coach. Keep doing the job with that in Fullerton, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you investing in our program and getting us on your show. I always enjoy chatting with you, and I look forward to the next time.
Yes, indeed, Coach. Coach Taylor here on the Bossman Show. We checked them out this week against Davis and Irvine. All right, folks, back in the jail, the Bossman Show. Time for the bad take segment this week. Jay, what is good down in Florida, or Florissant, as my man calls it, or the state where the drawing girl live at?
It's all good. It's all good. We probably experienced 4 seasons in just 1 week.
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to this bowl next year. We'll be in Miami next year, so I'll be in this bowl next year in Miami, then in Tampa in 2021. So Florida's bowls are coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. But hopefully it's warmer than it was at the Pro Bowl in Orlando. It was raining like crazy that weekend. I was there. This pathetic. Just got on my nerves the whole time I was there. But Jay, in the Super Bowl weekend in Atlanta, a lot of bad things happened. A lot of bad takes I witnessed in Super Bowl weekend in Atlanta. One of them was on this past Friday. Downtown Atlanta, there were people carrying a casket, and with singers behind them and mourners taking the casket to downtown Atlanta one more time on a walk.
What?
Yes, that was one of the worst takes ever I've seen in my life. I didn't expect to see a procession of people carrying a casket and singers and mourners going through the sidewalks of Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta. I don't know on how many levels this is bad, take so many levels. But what are your thoughts on the people who came up with this idea? The mourners who was following the procession of the walking the casket to downtown Atlanta, the singers. What is your whole take on all parties involved in this very weird, pathetic, just circumstance and situation?
Well, I've pretty never actually heard of a procession being done like that. I mean, my first thought in my head is, what was the purpose of them doing that type of funeral procession, as far as, walking down the street with a casket, and then, the mourners following this casket. Like, why not just have like a traditional funeral? I don't get it.
Yeah, and for people like me who aren't fans of death, don't want to see that crap, you've ruined our day. Like, when we see those hearses, we know what that's about.
Yeah.
But we're just to throw it in our face like we're gonna walk it through downtown Atlanta, like, really? I don't understand that. That was very morbid to me, very sick to me. And whoever came up with the idea, we should be punched in the face.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Now, we had a story a few weeks on the show about a billboard in Atlanta that said, circumcision is your decision, right?
Yes, I remember that.
In opposition to that billboard, we had a protest on Central Olympic Park Drive here in Atlanta by the circumcision people who love it, and with signs that says, quote, "Nobody wants less penis." Really?
What? What kind of take is that?
Exactly. Like, nobody, quote, wants less
penis? Who says that? Really?
These idiots on this this protest. We got whose penis, question mark, whose body, question mark, whose rights, question mark, quote, "How dare you cut his penis?" What kind of crap is this?
Well, it's not necessarily actually like cutting the penis. From my understanding, circumcision's when they cut around the extra skin that's there or surrounding the penis, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct. And, quote, circumcision harms. It can distract from sexual activity. Yeah, it can distract because it stinks down there. Yeah, it can distract because it stinks. Extra skin means extra sweat, extra funk. Yeah. And they said go to yourwholebaby.org. Like, why are you protesting about this? This is a normal thing that happens.
It's been going on for years.
And these losers are out here protesting. And what bugged me about it, there was actually 3 colored people protesting with them.
These are colored people.
3 colored individuals who I wanted to punch in the face, full disclosure, protesting with these losers.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on Super Bowl Saturday? Jabronis on a busy street in Atlanta protesting circumcision of all things.
Well, first of all, they have absolutely nothing else better to do. Because this is not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not some fatal thing. This is not some crisis. This isn't a state of emergency. You're talking about a simple circumcision that has been going on for years. I've never heard of it harming any child or affecting them in any way in the long term.
Correct.
So I don't see why they'd be wasting their time doing this as if this is like some new trend or something, or some new piece of technology.
Exactly. Of all things to dispute, circumcision.
Right. Like, really? Come on.
Now, I'll take a step further. If you're protesting abortion, that's your take. That's your call. I happen to be more pro-choice than pro-choice for women, but that's you. If you're a pro-life person, you're out there protesting abortion. I mean, I'm not gonna call you a loser for it. I get that take. That's something that we can debate. But circumcision, really? That's what you don't doubt. That's what you don't doubt the cross for. Circumcision. You gonna fall on the sword for circumcision?
Right. Oh, come on.
Yeah. So, and another bad take. Jay, there was a grilled cheese food stand in downtown Atlanta this weekend for all the vendors or whatever. And I learned of something that made me sick, and you said it was sick as well. A grilled cheese donut.
Yeah, that sounds disgusting. I don't know who came up with that, why they came up with it, and why they've chosen to feed it to the public. And why somebody would buy it and then eat it.
Yeah. Let me pull up their menu again, because I have the menu here on my phone, and I'm going to tell you how much this grilled cheese, this donut cost. $4.58. Glazed donut filled with warm cheddar cheese for your delight.
For your delight?
Yes.
There's nothing, that doesn't sound delightful to have a glazed donut filled with cheddar cheese. It just sounds so off balance. It sounds so conflicting. It's not something I would personally eat.
Yes. They also have a grilled cheese funnel cake.
What?
That's $5.41. And as I read it, my stomach is turning as I read this.
Yeah, my taste buds are getting confused right now.
I get food truck people. They, like to have weird stuff for their food truck. I get it. I understand it to a degree, but come on. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. I'm not eating a grilled cheese donut.
Neither am I.
I'm not eating a grilled cheese funnel cake. I feel like that is the funnel of the cake and that powder and stuff, whatever that stuff is on this.
You have some powdered sugar or something.
That just deadens the whole vibe of the funnel cake when you throw cheese on it.
Yeah, cheese. No, this is just messing up a classic food.
I don't understand it. I will never understand it.
And you'll have people out there that'll actually buy it and eat that.
Jay, people, that's why I was thrown off by people actually buying and eating it. That's what threw me. People actually enjoy the delicacy. That's not a delicacy.
Yeah,
like,
they're enjoying it.
Because I saw all kind of food trucks. I saw like veal and crap I would never eat. Weird crap. Korean barbecue. Whatever the crap that is. Like weird crap. All different food trucks were lined up for Super Bowl vendors or whatever, and I'm like, look, you all are going too far with this right here. A donut should have jelly in a donut. Funnel cake should have powdered sugar on it, funnel cake, not cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, those don't mix.
Yeah, and also, selling chocolate-covered chili.
What?
I don't need chili with Fritos and chocolate sauce on top of it.
That is disgusting. I honestly think that's worse than the donut and the funnel cakes with cheese.
Jay, what I'm telling you, going through the food truck lane, all these vendors never add takes. How they even make money? I feel
like how would somebody go about eating chili with chocolate syrup in it? Like, that is so off. Like, that, to me, that would make somebody sick and taste disgusting.
You have Fritos in it as well. Diced onions, diced tomatoes, I guess diced green peppers, the meat, the chili, whatever, the base of the chili, throwing chocolate sauce and Fritos on top of that.
Ugh. Like, I was down with everything else. Like, I've had chili with Fritos in it before. But I'm not about to add chocolate syrup to my chili.
Yeah, I mean, I can go with the Fritos, but the chocolate threw me off.
It's throwing me off, too.
And they also said, customize your chili bowl. Well, no. They had, quote, with strings and without strings. What the hell does that mean? We mean noodles. I mean the spaghetti. Say that, not quote strings.
Right.
I told him that. Like, look, take this as a little advice from me. That's a bad take. Okay. With or without strings.
I know, right? It's like strings. Just like you said, just say spaghetti. Why do they got to make it more difficult?
Like, we're trying to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, let's just call them strings, not spaghetti. That's spaghetti. Not, quote, with or without strings. I was so dumbfounded by that take. So, when I tell you, the food truck row gave me so many bad takes, I have more for next week.
Wow.
That's how bad their takes were from the food truck row. Like, what? And furthermore, I'm not paying $13 for a burger.
No,
I have to. What's so special? Because before you close the segment, I want to touch it real fast. They gouge prices too. Those food trucks out of control. Like, you're inventing food, obviously. Because that crap doesn't exist nowhere. That's what you're inventing food. It's overpriced too, and then it's bad because you're going with your take of quote with or without strings. I don't know. That might be the worst thing I've ever heard in my life about a chili with or without strings.
Maybe they wanted to make it sound exotic. Like, yeah, these are strings.
It sounds like an Alvin take on.
Yeah, it really does.
It sounds like.
Yeah, those are spaghetti, boss. Those are strings.
Strings. Like, what kind of take is that? And you have it, like, on your little billboard on your dumb truck. Yeah, so. It's bad I have more of that in the can that I could go to. That's how bad it was. But I will save some for later, people. On the slow week of the Boss Show, I'll share with you all both food truck takes that were bad. But up next, the Boss Report, that's going to be bad too. All kind of bad things on the Boss Report today. So folks, stick with Jay, Monique, and the Boss and BossmanShow.com. We'll be back after the break. Stick with us. We out. All right, folks, back to the Bossman Show. Time for the Boss Report. Jay, you ready for this week's report? Because it's going to be crazy as last week's probably. I guarantee it.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Folks, you've been waiting on it. It's time for it. It's here. It's the Boss Report. First story, Jay, is this. Arizona man arrested after cutting off his Johnson due to being refused another refill of hydrocodone, and the pharmacist would not give him some sloppy toppy, but cut off his own junk at Walgreens because of it.
Homeboy was feeling that much that he decided to chop off his own penis over some hydrocodone. What is going on here?
Exactly.
It ain't that serious, bro.
Yeah, that's a little bit out of control for me. I'm not gonna cuff my Johnson over that.
No, nor should you.
I'll find me a street dealer and get what I need if I need it from Walgreens, okay? I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, yes. Oh, this is near you. Florida woman in Palm Bay arrested for throwing a frozen pork chop at her boyfriend.
What is up with these couples throwing food at each other? Wasn't it last week that this man smushed a burrito in his wife's face?
He sure did.
Now you got home, old girl throwing a frozen pork chop at her boyfriend.
Over trash.
You know what?
Over trash. He didn't want to put the trash. He didn't want to put the. You know how sometimes the apartments they'll tell you to put it. Hey, put this in your car. Take it to the dumpster. He said, I want that in my car. What you got hit with a frozen pork chop for? Causing him a grade 2 concussion.
Wow. So did she throw it at him, or she actually hit him with it?
She threw it at him. It was so rock hard it knocked him out cold.
Oh my gosh.
It happened in Palm Bay.
That's crazy. And it happened over here.
It could be near somebody in your midst throwing pork chops at people's heads and causing concussions.
Yeah. This is bananas. Y'all can stop throwing frozen foods at people in Palm Bay. Stop it.
Exactly. Look, we got this story. Time to get a treadmill, bruh. Colorado man jogging in the foothills survives mountain lion attack by killing the animal with his bare hands. How did he pull it off? Only God knows that.
I was just about to ask that. How did he kill an animal with his bare hands?
Probably choked him and hit a spot we knew it would kill him in.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Oh my God. And this another Florida man, Pensacola, over on the west side over there, is arrested after throwing an alligator in the Wendy's drive-thru because the fries was cold. My first take is, why is alligator in your car?
Wait, why is alligator in his car? Let's start there. Why was this alligator in his car? Was the alligator actually friendly with him? Did this alligator know him? Why was this alligator so willing to get in his car and behave himself until what? He threw him in the drive-thru window?
It had to be a baby one. Had to be. Because the baby ones tend to be kind of chill. Had to be one of the baby ones or small one.
Yeah.
But come on, dude, really? You want a gator inside of a drive-thru window because the fries are cold? And second of all, why you got a gator in your car?
Yeah, that's the part I'm still tripped up with. He had a gator in the car and then decided to chuck it through the drive-thru window because the fries were cold. It's like, okay, ask him for a new set of fries.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Gators aren't riding animals. That's what dogs are for. And maybe a cat. I don't know. I'm not well versed in animal riding in cars. Dogs do. I don't know about cats yet, but I know dogs do.
Yeah, I've never seen a cat riding shotgun in a car. I have seen dogs riding shotgun, but I've never seen a cat or really any other animal riding shotgun in somebody's vehicle.
Exactly. We got this story. The Delaware man is arrested giving his neighbor's dog some grass seed because he knew the dog was allergic to grass. And now the man's in jail on a animal cruelty charge. First of all, Jay, I had no idea animals were allergic to anything. That's new to me. I know animals had allergies. I didn't know that. Maybe I'm not because I don't care. I didn't know that. And furthermore, I did not know animals take Benadryl to for their allergies. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know animals took Benadryl either. But hold up, he either was really pissed off at his neighbors or he was really pissed off at that dog.
Yeah.
Because he knew what that was going to do. So I'm like, okay, like, he being spiteful towards somebody. It's cruel. Don't get me wrong, it's cruel. But he being spiteful towards somebody. I'm like, I don't know which one he hated the worst, the neighbors or the dogs.
Yeah, like I said, that was, and the lady's like, he knows that cherries allergic to grass. It takes Benadryl for her allergies. Like, what? I'm at the store like, what? A dog taking allergy medicine? What?
Yeah, I've never heard of that either. This one's new for me. This one's a new one.
Yes, indeed. We got this. Florida woman arrested. Still a Papa John's delivery car to visit her boyfriend in jail for a conjugal visit.
So she went out of her way to steal a Papa John's car to go visit her jail boyfriend?
Yes.
She could Uber, ask him for a ride, ask her parents to use the car, or something. She decides to steal a Papa John's car, of all things, to go and visit her boyfriend. Man, he must be really putting it down for her to do all that.
Yeah, she must have to get that pipe fast.
Yeah, that's what that was. I'm telling you right now, it wasn't just to see him. She wanted that.
Man, she had to get that pipe fast, boy. Well, she got there. She in jail with his ass now. She in jail with his ass now. He can get it in all the time now. Yeah. Here we got this. Tennessee man causes a military bomb squad to get involved after his kid accidentally brings a live bomb to school for show and tell.
How did this kid get the live bomb in the first place? And then why was this a good idea for the kid to bring this to school for show and tell?
Exactly. So many players.
I'm so confused.
Oh, God, this is a terrible take. Like, why? How?
Yeah.
Why? Pathetic. Pathetic. My man, Tennessee, pathetic. We got this. Florida man tells deputy he was speeding because, quote, he was thirsty for Pepsi and something that rhymes with wussy. Jesus.
I never heard of somebody speeding through the streets because they want a Pepsi that bad.
And some cat.
Man, it must have been real good to be speeding through the streets like that.
Pepsi and cat. How you do it, really? I just said I had diarrhea. I'm real story. I got off of speed tickets outside. I had diarrhea. Like, that's how I got off. I got diarrhea, man. I'm about to blow it out my ass.
So this man says he wants Pepsi and that lunchbox.
They can't argue with you about diarrhea. Just go with the diarrhea take. It worked for me. I got off.
Hey, it worked.
They can't fight you on diarrhea, but Pepsi and cat and box, man, you going to jail, bro. Going to jail on that one. Oh God, here we go. Oh, this is okay. Jay, this is very layered. Watch this. Female Florida man. Hint, hint. Female Florida. It's very layered and complex. Female Florida man was caught masturbating in public in a blue dress and continued back in the police car while the female Florida man was handcuffed to be processed to go downtown, making officers very uncomfortable.
So this female Florida man was whacking off while he was still in cuffs?
Yep.
Something excited him that much? Is there something exciting about being in cuffs knowing that you're about to be booked in jail?
But he was caught behind Taco Bell, in his dress, getting old Don warmed up, you know what I mean?
Well, I didn't know about wearing these feathers either. What is such a turn on about Taco Bell? I mean, and why do it in public? Why am I hearing all these stories about people doing these weird things in public? Even go to the restroom or something. Taco Bell has a restroom. Why does this man do it outside? Why not go in their restroom? Do it at home. Do it somewhere other than outside.
Exactly. My Lord. Oh, yes. And this last one we got is going to tear you up. North Carolina man arrested, jumping out of roof of Big Lots, attacking the cashier, punching a patron, and put up a woman's ass in line, and then whacking off on the floor.
Okay. Psycho. That's all I can say about him, psycho.
He did 5 things in one story. Like, what? What's wrong with this man?
You know about that just to whack off. Oh, gosh. I don't know which one's worse, him or the Taco Bell guy. I don't know. I think this guy is worse because he did all types of obstacles before doing all that.
Yeah, he jumps out of the roof of the building, attacks the cashier, punches a patron, and pulls up a woman's dress to see her ass. Then he finishes off on the floor waiting to be arrested. What?
Wow.
That's what we're doing now?
Yeah, okay. That's his come up.
My man, stay off the weed or meth or...
Nah, I don't think it's weed. We don't make people do that. That's on some other stuff he was on. I don't know what it was, but he was on something else.
Okay, okay, you know how stores are built. How's one get inside the roof of a store?
I don't even know.
Pains. Like, what would you do if you see some weird guy jump out of a pane of a store you're in? Like, what would you do? Some guy jump out of them roof tiles where they are. They jump out of them things at the store.
Yeah, I know what you mean, like those square tiles that you see in the ceiling.
Yeah, would that make you just like, what in the hell?
Yup. I'd be standing there in shock first before, I have to gather my thoughts and process everything first. Because the first thing I'd be thinking is, okay, how, why, how did you get there? What is going on?
Then you fish off by pleasuring yourself. Like, what in the world? Like, once again, how did we arrive at that point?
Right, like, how did it get to that point? Like, how did Homeboy get that messed up in the game that it got to that level?
And at Big Lots of all places, Big Lots is a happy store, I think.
I don't know because they closed it down over here, so I don't know.
I mean, it has good deals, good, nice, cheap stuff in Big Lots, and good, like, off-brand crap you can get there. You know, like, really? So, yeah, my man, he's up there. He's up there. Well, Jay, before we close up today's report, what are your thoughts on this week's report, Jay? What are your thoughts?
Okay, I think in general, people need to stop throwing frozen food at people. Chili and sweets do not go together. You're not supposed to put ice cream and chocolate syrup and all the other stuff in your chili, okay? And people need to stay off the drugs, okay? Because there's no reason for somebody to be, jumping out of a store ceiling, attacking people, and then whacking off. And then finally, you're not supposed to travel with gators riding shotgun in your car. And then throw it through a drive-thru because you're mad your fries are cold.
Very valid points. All things I agree with. So, folks, check this segment out. Bossman Show with Jay Monique on BossmanShow.com. And we got some new stuff coming up real soon. Check out the show always. Boss and Jay. Out.
And if you don't know, now you know.
All right, folks, it's back on the Bossman Show. Close out the show with my man, J.C. Smith, Memphis Got Talent, Click Sports Bar, Trust Us Records. Bruh, I got to ask you before we get started, how was Super Bowl weekend in Memphis with Clicks? How was Memphis Got Talent? What all went down, bro? Recap it for us.
Boss, man, appreciate you, my guy. Man, we had a good time, man. Super Bowl weekend. We kicked off the Memphis Got Talent showcase where we giving unsigned rappers, unsigned singers a chance to shine and perform, man. It was awesome, man. It was a great turnout. Great way to start things out, man. I don't know about the game, Super Bowl game per se. That was the most boring game you ever want to see in your life. But, overall, man, the weekend was good, though.
Bruh, in Atlanta, we had so much going on. Like, I seen this picture of the circumcision protest of all things. Like, what in the hell? It's go. I'm like, bro, we on Centennial Olympic Park Drive. We got lames protesting circumcision. You know, like what?
Man, ain't got nothing else better to do, right? Nothing
Bruh,
else.
there were 3 colored people with them protesting.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know it was a protest.
I didn't know either. I was like,
That's crazy.
I'm like, bro, what is going on? Then we got Bow Wow and his girl getting into it, though, because Shaq want to holler at his girl. That's why he got the fighting with homegirl.
Oh, I didn't know that. Shaq was trying to get at her?
Yeah, that's where it caused the problem.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a Shaq's party. Shaq tried to holler at her, and Bow Wow and her guy, we got back to the condo. It went south on them.
Man.
Then,
Poor guy.
21 Savage gets wrangled up by ICE in Atlanta.
Oh, man, that blew my mind, man. That was probably the most shocking thing of the whole weekend, man. Like, I had no idea the dude was from Britain.
I didn't know either. I thought he was from the east side of Atlanta, Zone 6.
That man ain't got no accent or nothing, man.
Man, so, bro, I feel like the weekend was a walking boss report this weekend in Atlanta. Super Bowl weekend was on with a boss report waiting to happen, and it's happening right now. Like, what in the world went on in our this weekend? Crazy.
Only in Atlanta, bro. Only in Atlanta, I tell you.
Well, bro, what's happening with the Clippers? Bro, they traded Tobias Harris, Boban, to the Sixers for some cap space. And I'm like, the Clippers are getting close to being able to get 2 spots so they get rid of Gallo's contract. And the Clippers are going all in. And Jerry West, anybody who's done it at the Lakers, with the Grizzlies, and the Warriors, names of the Clippers, making these moves in the background, making it seem a prime place for guys to want to come to, turning Kawhi Leonard for sure, maybe another guy to come to the Clippers, man. So, bro, what are your thoughts on the Clippers right now for us in this whole process of getting guys to come there now with their new cap space and them showing themselves as a prime place to be in LA and still not being on the LeBron James shadow so much?
Man, like you said, Clippers, Clippers are trying to, make their own move, like you said, kind of separate themselves from LeBron, from the Lakers, and the Clippers, quiet as it's kept, they've had a pretty good year. Maintaining, some type of hold in the playoff standings there, trying to hang on to that last spot in the West and everything. But, I mean, I like the move per se. They're trying to come up with a way to, have it, like I said, have that money available come the summer, Kawhi Leonard is able to, swoop in and get him there, to come to LA. He's always talking about he wants to go back to LA. He doesn't want to play with the Lakers, so why not the Clippers, and got spot for another max player as well, man. Like I said, Jerry West working behind the scenes the way he's done for, 30, 40 years now, with several different NBA franchises, man. So I like what the Clippers are doing, and I like to move Philadelphia also. Tobias Harris, he's a solid player in this league, man. Guy that's never going to be an all-star per se, but, he's solid, man. He gives Philly another weapon. And when you look at the 76ers, their starting five, the starting five averages like 17 points a game, between each of them. Like, there's no other team in the league that can say that. Their starting five averages 17 apiece there. So, or more. So I think it's a great deal for both teams involved.
And do you think this kind of weakens the Knicks per se is attractive to Durant or Kyrie? Because now the Sixers have a true big four. They're showing themselves to say, hey, we got 4 studs on our roster. Can you match us? They're trying to be like Golden State of the East, almost having 4 All-Stars, 4 perennial All-Stars. Draymond Green can be like J.J. Redick on the Sixers. It can be replaced pretty much easily. So does that Sixers becoming so strong now, probably going to max out these guys over the next few years, knowing that they're going to be there. You got to match us. Do you think that would sway the way of Kyrie or Durant to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't go to the Knicks now? With the Knicks making that move for cap space?
So. I don't think so because, man, the way it's setting up, the Knicks can easily, next year go from worst to first. You bring in Durant. Kyrie comes, and chances are the way the Knicks have been terrible this year. What happens if they get Zion? In the draft. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about Zion, KD, Kyrie. That's a hell of a three to start out with on your team, man, and bring in some players here and there. The Knicks could easily be top 4 in the East next year. You know what I'm saying? Compared to where they are now, at the bottom of the league, man. It's just how quickly things can turn around. In this new age NBA, man. Like 1 minute you suck, but the benefit of being a New York Knicks and the great market, best market in the NBA is, you can always attract. Sometimes you can always attract talent just based upon where your locale is, where your location is. We see that in Miami. We see that with LA. So New York's the prime market, the Big Apple. KD can stake his own claim, and if he's able to go to the Knicks and turn them into a perennial winner, a team that can contend and go to the finals year in, year out, and if he can eventually win one in New York if he goes there, man, that's going to catapult KD to a whole nother stratosphere, man, if he's able to do that.
And I'm hearing some rumblings, about potentially the Warriors offloading Draymond Green to be able to keep Cousins. So that beats, I'm reading out in some stuff out there in California about they're starting to get a sense of maybe, hey, he's looking good. We might want to keep him around, and maybe that's a 1 year rental. Maybe we can get rid of Draymond Green and find the money to keep DeMarcus Cousins, because he gives a whole other dynamic that Draymond can't give us.
I love that idea. Draymond Green, great player, good player, but he's not. You can take Draymond off of that team now, and you're not going to skip a beat. You couldn't say that a couple of years ago when we saw how obvious the Draymond Green impact was when he missed that game in the finals that allowed Cleveland to tie a series, right? It was game 6 he missed?
Yep, game 6.
And allowed Cleveland to tie a series and eventually win in game 7. I think if Draymond would have been playing in that game, we don't have a LeBron championship in Cleveland. Golden State maybe on a 4 or 5, 5-peat right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but now with all the talent they have, you can go without Draymond Green. And like I said, Boogie Cousins, give him a few more months, and he's going to be, I think, the Boogie Cousins of old, man. He's already showing signs that he can regain his former caliber of play there. So, I think it's a great idea, boss. I would, offload Draymond, find a way to keep Boogie, man, and the Warriors won't miss a beat if Draymond's not there in the future.
Yeah, because I feel like he doesn't. They don't guard him on the 3-point line anymore. He's just sitting out there.
Yeah, he used to be that glue guy. Can do everything for you. Defend, rebound, but now it's really not necessary, man.
Bro, I compared it to Ben Wallace. Sorry, Ben Wallace is good for that stretch, but when you play that way, it takes a toll on your body eventually, and you decline fast. And we're seeing the decline of Draymond Green.
Ben Wallace with a jump shot.
Yeah. I see it declining fast, bro. I see him not being the same guy, not being making the same movements. He still has impact, but it's not the same like it was. And he wants a max deal coming up. I feel like the Warriors got him through his best years, and now it's time to let somebody else overpay for him.
Exactly. That's the best way to put it.
Now, bro, what are your thoughts on John Wall, man? I know I'm trash for this, but I was some of the memes on Twitter. I was laughing. I didn't laugh at them, but I was laughing. I know not about John Wall, but the memes on Twitter. Now the Wizards, they're stuck in there in the middle. They're stuck in that purgatory you don't be in, because Bradley Beal's maxed out, so Otto Porter, and Wall's contract kicks in next year. The Wizards are pretty much stuck, and they're gonna be bad, and they're just stuck, man. I hate it for Beal and Porter, but they stuck in just terribleness and mediocrity now.
Yeah, what happened to the Wizards? A couple years ago, you thought of them as an up and coming, Eastern Conference team that could give teams a run for their money in the playoffs. But now, we always heard about the dissension between John Wall and Bradley Beal in the locker room. Two guys don't get along. But the Wizards, they probably should have, got rid of, looking like they should have got rid of John Wall maybe a year or two ago and just built around Bradley Beal. And this franchise would probably be in a better position than where they are now. Now you're looking at a situation where you're paying, like you said, you're paying max money for John Wall, who, was already out with the injury and further injured himself by slipping in the shower and tearing his Achilles. So he's going to be out, they're saying, up to like maybe 15 months. You know what I'm saying? So all of next year and then some. So, they put themselves in a really bad position, but they got nobody to blame but themselves, man, thinking that they had to pay these guys, this max money. And who in the hell would give Otto Porter that type of money anyway?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So at this point, I think it's Ernie Grunfeld, the GM up there, you got nobody to blame but yourself, man. You put yourself in that situation when you could have traded John Wall or, went another route and decided to build, with Bradley Beal, which would have been the better move as opposed to John Wall, because like you said, the way Draymond's best years are behind him, even if John Wall wasn't hurt, his best years are behind him. John Wall wasn't the same explosive guy anymore like he was maybe a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's on the decline as well, and now you add in injury, and you see a guy, he started to gain weight. John Wall does not look the same anymore as far as his actual size now. So it's, like I said, it's a purgatory. It's a financial purgatory, and they put themselves in that situation. It sucks for, those fans up there, but yeah, they're going to be bad for a while, man. Or if not bad, mediocre at best up there.
Yeah, and this is where the CBA, in my opinion, bro, hurts teams. It's kind of when they're capped out, it's either overpaid for a guy or losing for nothing, and then how to replace his. That's gonna happen with Otto Porter. They was already capped out. Who you don't have to replace him? So they overpaid him.
Exactly.
They bit him in the butt.
Bro.
Now it's bite him in the butt big time now. So, yeah, it's messed up. So, bro, what you got? Black History Money clicks. What you got this weekend for the people? Memphis Got Talent, or you got something else for the Black History Month for the people of Memphis? Come out there on McElway and see you guys.
Oh, yeah, we're going to keep it going, man. Memphis Got Talent, the second week is going down tonight. Make sure you come through, man. We got another rapper. His name is T-Rock. You know what I'm saying? He got a little buzz in the city, man. So he going to come out. He going to do his thing. Tonight, come through, man. Free admission till 10 p.m. Only $5 after to get into the livest party spot in the city of Memphis. Make sure y'all come through. Check us out. Mess with your boy, JC. Memphis Got Talent is going down tonight.
No doubt, folks. It's JC. This is the Boss Man. We out. Catch us next week on the Bossman Show.